G'day folks, so I have a question for you. Have you ever been out in a beautiful location and you've gone out to do some photography and decided that, hey, I'm going to leave the digital camera at home and we're going to shoot some film, only to realize later down the track you might have stuffed it up? Well, recently that was me when I took a roll of Kodak Ektar to the Blue Mountains in New South Wales to do some landscape photography. So what happened? Well, without getting too technical on you, basically I didn't account for a little quirk that happens with long exposure film photography known as reciprocity failure. Basically, this means that as film is exposed to light over time, it loses sensitivity. And what might be a 6-second exposure for a digital camera, on film, you might be looking at closer to 10 or 11 seconds to account for this change in sensitivity to get a proper exposure. Even when on paper, all your settings are the same between both mediums. And so I think that as much as these photos would have come out a lot better had I exposed them properly in the field, with some practice doing some at-home scans with my Canon R6, a fair bit of editing and lots of determination, I managed to get them to a point where I'm actually happy with the shots. And at this point, I might be losing some of the people who just want to watch a video where they see some nice photos in a pretty place. So in a moment, we'll get out of the field. But if you're interested in hearing more about the good and bad decisions I made in the process of getting this roll of film to come out looking okay, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next video that I'm going to put out, which goes into how I made it all work. Otherwise, for now, this is my latest photography trip in my most favorite place in the whole world, the Blue Mountains. Right, so I've pulled up at the first spot I want to try and shoot before I've even got to the first waterfall in this little walk, and just found this really cool route that sort of leads into this very wet rock that after the rain we've had, it's got drops of water pouring all over it, and that's hopefully with the polarizer on this camera going to really bring out some real vibrant green in the moss and ferns and all that here. And so we'll give this shot a real quick go. And so got the camera set up here now with the polarizer. Oh wow, branch is just falling next to me. Be careful of that. Anyway, gonna give this one a quick go. I mean, I think I'm asking a lot of this old camera, but it says 30 seconds, so maybe I'll pull out the cable release just to make sure I don't stuff this one up, especially given it's going to take quite a while to shoot, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we've got our first really wide shot here. And so I'm just going to poke the viewfinder. There we go, that's what we want. Cool. I'll stop down to F11, and that's giving me about a 4-second exposure. So that's looking pretty good. So we'll fire that one off. I really feel like I've hardly started this walk and I've already got maybe 2 or 3 shots that are actually okay. So just goes to show how really good it is to shoot in the Blue Mountains. So very happy to be back here after, I mean, every time I come back it always feels like it was too long since last time. So yeah, very happy. But I don't know, I suppose I don't want to get too excited because there's every chance that they're duds. And yeah, but look, I mean, it's not what I'm coming out here for, you know. So what I'm here for is to just get out into the quiet, take a few photos, and just enjoy the scenery. And I'm ticking that box absolutely for sure already. So let's get a move on over to the next waterfall, and we'll see if we can get anything over there. All right, on this walk, I found some deep mud. So, you know, the rain's good for the waterfalls going, but yeah, that happens when it's like this too. So might try and wash some of it off. Hopefully it doesn't soak through. These boots are supposed to be waterproof, so I guess we're testing that. All right, here we are, next spot. So I'm going to start off with a big grand wide shot on the 17 to 40. It's really very picturesque, so I'm looking forward to taking a photo of this one. And so once I've got that shot, I'm going to actually have a go at a more zoomed in shot at the bottom part of the waterfall where there's this really nice sort of S-curve through it. And so we'll see how that goes. And so yeah, we'll pull out the camera in a sec and we'll get set up for our shot. Okay, so I've got my composition set up. I'm pretty happy with it. It's nothing groundbreaking, but you know, we're not here for that, we're here for fun. So let's have another quick look. Look, honestly, I'm pretty happy with this one, so I reckon we just get it. Let's give it a go. Okay, so for this shot, I reckon a portrait orientation is actually going to suit it a little bit better. So we'll go with that. I've pretty much got the same settings as the last shot. Yeah, about 10 seconds f11. And so polarizer on, of course, and what's more to say than that? Let's get the shot. Okay, so here we are. This is the next waterfall we're going to photograph. So at the moment I'm thinking maybe just a wide shot here. I'm not really sure about getting anything close. I'll experiment a little bit and see what happens, but for now we'll get our wide shot, and if that works out, happy days. So let's get into it and see what we get. Got myself set up with this shot, and I think it looks okay. It's a little bit clearer at the moment than it was before, and so that means the sun's broken through a bit, and it's doing some interesting things to the scene that I actually think might kind of work with a bit of reflected light in there. And so I might in fact actually grab this shot real quick. We'll pop the cable release on. You don't want to have any issues with shaking from touching the camera. Alright, so F11, 8 seconds. This is the last waterfall on the circuit, and I think back to the last time I was here, and I really struggled to find a composition on it. But I don't know, I think I'll give it a go today. I'm wondering if sort of get out amongst in these rocks that I might be able to get a slightly clearer shot, because this tree right here is definitely competing for attention from at least that spot there. And so yeah, we'll poke around with the camera for a bit, see what we can find. If there's a composition that works, then great, we'll go for it. Otherwise, not a bad spot to have a quick break before heading back to the car. Alright, so we're set to F13, about 3 seconds, and looking pretty good. I've got the polarizer on. I've backed it off just a little bit to bring back just a little bit of texture in the wall next to the waterfall. So hopefully that pans out the way that I'm hoping. But otherwise, I think this shot's okay. So ready to take it, so let's go. All right, how about that view, hey? It's not the kind of conditions that I was hoping for, but you know, to finish an already great day of photography with something like this is pretty awesome. So just goes to show the diversity of what you can actually shoot here in the Blue Mountains, and yeah, very happy to be back here. I'm going to sort of work with what we've got here. Obviously it's quite rainy and quite let's say it's atmospheric, so we'll hopefully be able to still catch some detail, but I don't mind it being a little bit soft and a little bit, like I said, atmospheric. So we'll get the camera out in a sec and get the last shot of the day. Okay, so framed up on a composition. It's okay. I think it could work. Looking at the exposure time here, it's about 1.5 seconds at f11. So, given it's such a long shutter, or longish, I might pop the cable release on. Not sure that with all this wind that's going to make much difference, but we'll do it anyway just to be safe. And then there might be other compositions here, but I think really this will be the main one, I think. And I've tried to keep it as simple as I can, but I think for this shot, we'll quickly grab a one where it's just a nice simple shot of the details in the valley. Alright, well, that was my little photography trip to the Blue Mountains. I really appreciate you taking the time to check it out, and as I mentioned at the start of this video, if you want to learn more about what went wrong in this process and how I managed to make it work, check out my next video where I'll tell you all about what happened, how I got about fixing it,
and whether or not I thought it was worth it in the end. And of course, be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what photos you liked in this video, and I'd be really appreciative of that. Cheers.